Assalamu alaikum. Sabri ke assalamu alaikum. Respected Vice Chancellor, University of Sindh, Professor Dr. Fatima Ahmad Burfat Saab, Dean Faculty of Natural Sciences, and my respected teacher, Sai Professor Dr. Akhtar Mughal Saab, all the teachers and students of the University of Sindh, and other guests. First of all, I would like to thank the worthy Vice Chancellor and respected Dean, Faculty of Natural Sciences, Dr. Akhtar Mughal Saab, who have arranged this beautiful webinar on a very modern topic of science and technology. Last but not least, my special thanks to Mr. Muhammad Aslam Pamar for his very good efforts to make this video call successful. Now I would like to introduce today's speaker. Today's speaker is Mrs. Daraksha Memon. Years. She did her matriculation from Mira Girls High School, Hirabad, Hyderabad, and her intermediate from Government Nazarat College, Hyderabad, in the year 1999. She did her bachelor's and master's in computer science from Preston University, Hyderabad, in 2003. She was a brilliant student, and keeping in view her academic excellence, she was offered faculty position at the same university, where she proved herself a very competent and highly talented teacher of computer science. She attended the University of Greenwich in London, UK, for bachelor's in international business. In the year 2006, she earned her another master's degree from United States in information technology in 2009. She completed robotics professional trainer certification from a very reputed and highly popular university in IT industry, University of Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh, USA, in 2011. Daraksha is a certified online teacher for Texas region in United States since 2016. Mrs. Memon is one of top 5 privileged educators who were contracted to teach robotics camp at NASA, North American Space Agency. इहो असांजो वॾो एज़ाज़ आहे त असांजी हिकु स्टूडेंट नासा में 3 सालनि ताईं कमु करे चुकी आहे. And she was working at NASA Space Center in Houston, Texas, from 2014 to 2016. She has worked as a robotics programming trainer for Harris Independent School in Houston. She owns the STEM Robotic Academy in Houston, Texas, known as Kids Robotic Academy, where she collaborated with colleagues on learning and learning environments. Mrs. Memon sees education as her calling and passion. She spent her life for learning with everyone around her, designing STEM robotics and programming curriculum for young students as well as trainers, coaches, and professionals. Besides being a very successful entrepreneur and a very successful woman, she also volunteers in many capacities throughout the United States and Sindh. She is highly involved in SANA, and she is a proud member of SANA Film Fund Scholarship Committee from last 10 years. SANA Film Fund Committee offers scholarships in different universities of the Sindh, Mehran University, Sindh University, Ilms, Shah Latif University, IBA Sakar, and other universities. She is a proud member and past partner of First Lego League's leadership team in the South Texas region for more than 7 years, and also a member of NASA EPDC network, Educator Professional Development Collaboration. She has hosted many robotic competitions with added elements of research and robotics challenges all over the region. Her dream is to empower women. Her dream is to empower women and children by inspiring them with her hard work and to keep the world at the front line in science, technology, research, innovation, and advancement. That's it. That was a very brief introduction of Daraksha Memon. I don't want to be in between you and her. Therefore, I request Mrs. Daraksha Memon to start her webinar. Now, Adi Daraksha, I'm transferring to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for amazing introduction. I'm so happy to be here today. It's really a big privilege to be with you guys. It's 2 o'clock in the night, but I'm here for you guys because I feel it's my duty to be here to spread what I know, what I have, what knowledge that I have. I like to share with you all. I'm hoping that from this webinar today, you learn what we have, what is going on in the world of robotics. When Sarmala approached me, I was stunned. I'm like, yes, I'm totally on board to do anything possible for our Sindhis. So I will try my best to give you as much information as I can. And the topic is a future of robotics world. So I will start by thanking Sindh University, Jamshoro, who has provided this privilege to be here today. They made it happen. I'm so proud of the entire team of University of Sindh, Jamshoro. This is amazing thing. I'm so happy to see that this happened. Webinar is happening in Hyderabad, in my hometown. So I'm really, really happy. So let's just start this presentation. I'm going to say quickly thanks again to our Professor Dr. Fateh Muhammad Barfat. I heard a lot of good things about him, that he's amazing Vice Chancellor who approved this kind of webinar, which never happened in the history of Sindh University before. So thank you, sir. I really appreciate your support. And also thank you to Professor Dr. Akhtar Mughal, who really made this happen and really, didn't give up after all of these glitches and all of that. So I'm really happy that, entire team pulled up. Also, of course, the final thanks goes to my very dear mentor. He's Sai Gulam Kadir Malla. Because of him, I'm here. Another teacher, Mem Farzana, which is not here, but because of those two people, my life is different, and I am here today is just because of their support and belief in me. Thank you so much to all of you guys. So let's just start. Okay, so this is the content. I'm hoping that you guys can see it on the screen. I have laid out lots of information already for you guys to see what we are going to cover in this presentation today. I hope you can hear me very well. If there is any question, please write it down. Your questions are going to be extremely important to me. A teacher ke tade hi mazo indo a jade student participate kar. Jade who in the presentation ma kuch information hasil kare, they can ask some questions. You know, that is encouraging for me. So please write down some questions if you have. Sabni ka peri, I'm going to go over the STEM. What is a STEM? And then I will go over what is a robotics, because we have lots of misperception about robotics. Maru Sabjanta robotics is just one limited thing, which is not true. In America, robotics is considered in a different way, and I'll go over with you guys on all of that. Then we'll talk about where is robotics. Aakhir aahe cha robotic and kithe are robotics. And then one more thing that in America we are trying to face a new challenge, which is a threat of robotics. And I will show you guys what exactly challenges are we considering. Imagine in Pakistan we haven't even started kind of robotics, and how about in the world we are already facing the threat. So you know, you guys have to be aware of those kind of issues, and I will love to provide you a bit more light on that topic. And then I'm going to talk about robot race. I want us to compare us, Pakistani, Sindhis especially, where we stand in the world in order to do with robotic race. As resources, I will try to share with you some of the nice resources that I have used by myself in the world of robotics. So JKB, utte teachers ahin, instructors ahin, if they want to get a little more information on how to go about this robotics, this might be able to help them. And also some of the students who like to do some kind of research kind of stuff, these resources will be extremely important. So I have put down that resources on the notepad file as well, which I will be sharing at the end. And you guys be able to see on SSDP Facebook as well after this presentation is done. So that way you guys can have what we have here today. And then lastly, I will introduce about entrepreneurship, like what exactly that is and how I got here. And if I can do it, I believe every single woman out there sitting today in this hall can do it, possibly. And you guys will be amazed to hear my story. And I will love to share with you, but I'll try to minimize that because I'm here for robotics today. So let's start. So, my dearest topic, STEM. We haven't heard about STEM yet, but we are already moving into STEAM. Can you guys imagine? So, let's talk about STEM. First question I'll be asking when we have a question and answer session is that have you guys ever heard about STEM before? If yes or no, I would love to see you guys raising your hand towards the end of the presentation. Also, so what is a STEM exactly? STEM is a curriculum based on the ideas of educating students in 4 specific disciplines, which is S stands for science, T stands for technology, E stands for engineering, M stands for mathematics. What is exactly A doing in between them, which is called arts? So I don't know how the wording is missing from that presentation, but it was there. I promise you guys, it was there a couple of minutes ago. All right, so it might be some slow system or something. Let's blame on the system. All right, so STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. So how do we combine all these elements and call that a STEM? Let me give you an example. So for example, right here, you can see on your screen, we have an airplane. What is the STEM in that airplane? Let me explain you a little bit. What is the science behind the airplane? It flies, it has high altitude, so that's a science. It's all about the environment, how far it has to be from surface of the earth or how high it has to be in the sky. So that all information is science. What is the technology going to be in that airplane? Well, the technology is the programming which is running behind the operating of the entire airplane. That's the technology. They are using some kind of machinery and they're giving some kind of on and off switches and all of that. So that is the technology. What is the engineering part in there? Engineering part is the construction. The airplane, it is built in a way. It is built in a way that it can fly, and it's not gonna fall. It's gonna fly nicely, sturdy. And so, how far the wings have to be, how far the body have to be, how many passengers it can carry without having to have any kind of hazard. So that's the engineering part of it. What is the mathematic part of it? What exactly mathematics is doing over there? Mathematics is like, for example, you must have heard that जरे नंढा airplanes होता है तो वो थोड़ा सा हेठ हलंदा so we can see them really clearly from our naked eyes. But if there is a big airplane, jet airplane, or the fastest airplane, they're a little more further high. So that's the mathematics where we are going to be finding about the altitude of the airplane and the heights and all of that, and to see how secure and safely they can go high up without damaging the airplane. So that's all mathematical calculations. So we call that STEM. All the studies, education about combining all the elements, not focusing on one part only, is called STEM. What is a STEAM then? Okay, A is arts. So if we are going to do a publicity for that airplane, and I'm going to put down on the market and tell them, hey, my airplane is really good. Let's buy it, sell it. Business side of the element is called arts, because you have to present it, you have to design it, you have to put some colors into it to look nice. So that all is called arts, and that's how it becomes STEAM. Can you imagine we start teaching STEM-based curriculum from as young as 3 years of age these days in US? And I would love to have the same kind of thing in Pakistan. This is my hope. I would love to help in any way possible if there is any interest out there. I'll talk about some small institutes have approached me, and I have committed a little bit of a help with them. So here you go. This is all about STEM and STEAM. So I'm going to move on to our next slide. Okay, our next slide is about robotics. What is exactly robotics? Okay, some people might be thinking robotics is the field of STEM. How? Well, we are not going to be able to do anything without STEM or STEAM anymore. We have to focus on that STEM and STEAM. Robotics is a field of STEM and STEAM because we are not able to sell the robotics. We are not able to focus on what kind of functionality robots need. If we have to figure out all those disciplines, we have to say, yes, robotic is a field of STEM, not STEM itself. Robotic is just a tiny element of STEM. All right, so is a robot machine which carries out repetitive tasks or actions? Yes, that's a robot. For example, your watches. They show time throughout the day. It's also a robot. Anything that works, functions without having human interaction, that's a robot. We call it a mechanical working robot and or autonomous robots, or some robots are used with the remote controller. So all kind of robots there are out there in the world, and we use them on a daily basis. Some robot carries out complex series of action. For example, these days, I know one of the really nice dearest doctor in America. He goes out to India every year to perform some surgeries for little kids. So he is in a process of getting that robot surgery done. Can you imagine? They are going to be, and he's one of those proofs. He told me himself that we are going to do the surgery from US. And those robot arms are exactly the same way, situated on the body, and so precisely they will be operating. There are some glitches, some testing going on, but it's happening. Robot is so much capable of performing complex series of action. And robots are also interacts with the environment. For example, if you have to do volcano studies, or if you have to do any earthquake studies, or if you have to do any kind of gas tank studies. So that kind of robots is everywhere. Robots are unemotional. They have no emotion. That's the wonderful part. So they are not going to cry if we tell them to do it continuously. And robots hamesha accurate thenda. They are very accurate. But when we give them a voice command, robot does glitches. So I will talk further about that when we go to the threat of the robots. But robot as of now is accurate. For example, manufacturing companies, they're all using robotics with lots of accuracy, producing lots of cars and things and all of that. So robot is very accurate, and robot is very efficient. So how is the robot efficient? Robot is very efficient in a way that they don't take a time off. They don't have a family issue, so they can stay and they can perform their job and duty throughout the year. So they're very efficient in performing their job. They don't have any excuses for not doing anything. So that's how they are very efficient. So this is all about robots. How is robot involved? Robot starts from these days. Robot is in everywhere. Robot are used in variety of purpose, including welding, handling chemicals, marine exploration, space missions, and designing a lot of assisting people robot, vacuuming a floor. This is all robots. So robot is everywhere in the entire world. Even if you see, if these days kids are playing with the LED glasses, glass jeko pani piyan jala hundwa, unje under lighting hundiya. So just to make them little entertained. So they have little tiny robots in there because they are functioning, doing nothing. I mean, no human interaction, and they're working. So they're tiny little robots. Robot which carries out, I mean, we said that robot, honestly speaking, it's not a new invention. We have to clear that idea. Robot has been there. Robot, we think it's a modern day invention, but it's not. Well, the evidence suggests that robots were created for everything from toys to part of the religious ceremonies in ancient Greek and Rome time. Can you imagine? Leonardo da Vinci sketched out the plan for humanoid robots in the late 1400s. So 1400 BC खां robots जेके उहे पंहिंजे साइंटिस्ट वटनि तव्हां बि मूंखे जवाब ॾेई सघो था हाणे तव्हांजो हर शइ क्लिक थींदी त robot yes असांजा इलाही सारा मुसलमान साइंटिस्ट जिन कंपास कयो हो invent. They used to see the time, they used to measure the time. Those all are the robots. They didn't do it with their naked eyes, seeing the stars and all of that. So that's another question in this today's presentation. I will make sure that I'll ask you guys at the end. The ancient scientists and in automated robots create kya. There are lots of scientists who created whale system. Jeko created first robotic company जेका है उहा 18th century में start थी हुई जंहिंमें जेको हिकिड़ो scientist आहे Jackie D. Wincanson. He's a very famous scientist in 18th century for his very famous for automated human figure that plays the flute. Flute जेका बांसुरी हूंदी आहे उहा वॼाए सघे उहा 1800 century में ठाही हुई. He also created one of the duck जेका बतख थिए थी that flaps his wings. Can you imagine? So that was done in 18th century. So robot is not a new thing. It's been there, but we haven't seen it. We are just assuming robot is just a human body, but guy looks like a human body, Terminator, and that's the only robot. It's not. Honestly, it's been there. So, well, this is all about robots. The first robot industry was opened in 1956, which introduced the automobile में robots introduced. They were introduced in famously bigly in 1956. Okay, so this is all about the robots. We are going to move on to our next slide. Sarmala, if you think I'm going too fast, please do let me know. All right, so our next topic was where is robotics? Robotics ahe kithe ajkal, you know? So robotics is everywhere, from classrooms. You guys are the biggest witness today that you are here because of possible of machinery right there in front of you. We are doing webinar from US to Pakistan, Sindh. I'm so proud um, that we are there. So, so robots are everywhere, from schools to education. And do you see this little robot that is like a snake looking like? This is a Lego product, and this is what I teach. I teach robotics based on STEM curriculum from 3 years to 14 years of age. I start teaching kids how to do research work based on STEM and STEAM as young as 5 years of age. Can you imagine how those kids will be brilliant once they get to their age where they are going to be really innovative? So this is what we are trying to do for our kids. So are we able to do something in our Sindh? Yes, that's what I'm here for. So robots are like calculators, laptops. I mean, the only thing robot cannot do is they cannot do exam for us. We have to pass our own exams. This is the only thing robot cannot do these days. I hope there's no cheater robot available out there who can do exam on someone's behalf. But yes, they can pretty much do everything. They are pretty much involved in all kind of robotic in our life in education field. असांजे क्लास में अॼु जो वेबिनार आहे ऑनलाइन मीटिंग्स आहिनि स्काइप आहे these all are done by using those machineries which we call robots. तव्हां चवंदा त इहो त हार्डवेयर आहे. So hardware and software, those are old things. We are going to call hard robots and soft robots. Hard robots are the robots that you see right in front of you guys and on the screen, computer, little vacuums and things, and machine and play toys and calculator. These are hard robots. Soft robots are the apps, applications. Use Microsoft soft comedy, artificial intelligence application time. These all are called soft robots, not software anymore. Well, yeah, software anya bhi lai saro ahe, but on the robotic side I'm talking about. So let's move on to the next slide. So robotics is in the education field, and I'm one of the witness, and I'm one of the person who's doing it in US and one of the successful companies in all around US. So second, where is the robotics? Robotics is in the competitions these days. Our kids start participating in the competitions as young as 5 years of age. What you see in front of you, those are the little robots programmed and built by little kids. The robots on your right side, left side of the screen that you see with the little balls in there, those robots are built by the high schoolers. They are not built by any engineer or scientist. Those are built, assembled by high schoolers. So you guys have to see where are we standing. I mean, those are the questions you have to answer right now before we get to that point. On the right side screen, you see there's a little table. There are some referees standing around on the corners. Those robot competitions are based on times. All of them are just like a regular tournament. They all have a time. So these little kids are from 9 years of age to 14 years of age. They are going to be doing robotic competition. So robotics is in education. Robotics is in the competition, and robotics is in the research field. Of course, we cannot do anything without robots, without machineries to do any kind of experiments. Whether it depends on the forensic science, we are trying to invent something for about having a better way of doing a fingerprinting or some kind of things, or we are trying to invent anything. So that's robotics in the research field. Are we trying to build any cars, machineries, and things? So yes, that's research, and robot is involved in there as well. So robotics is not only particularly cars, robotics is this as well. All right, where is robotics? Robotics is in the medical field, guys. So when Sambala asked me that, shall we just only call engineering students? I'm like, no. Robotics is for this topic is for everybody. Reason is this because these days all these doctors are using different kind of machineries, and I'm the witness in US that we are using those machineries for our regular checkups. If you're going to ER, there's a little robot on your left side which is like a little pillar, like a human kind of looking like. It has a screen on it. This robot is it's a nurse robot which is following a one ER doctor, and he's taking instructions. He's also able to call another doctor who's on call to discuss any emergency case came up on the spot. So those robots can perform tasks really fast. Can you imagine how many lives are protected using those kind of technology? We call it technology, but basically these are robots. Robots are also used in eye checkups. From the example that I gave you, one of the doctors from US, he's trying to do surgeries in India using the broadband internet. So those are the machines. Can you imagine one doctor can perform all the surgery like that? Robots are already also replacement of the limbs, like those people who are victim in a war or some kind of domestic violence. These robots or any fatal accidents. So these robots replaces help them to therapies may use tenta. Also, they can replace the limbs, so people are back to themselves. So yes, robot is also involved in the medical field. There is a STEM classes going on these days for doctors. So no doctors graduating from America without having to do one course of STEM. So and robotics. So there's a certification out there for them as well. So robot is in the medical field as well. Okay, robot असांजे एग्रीकल्चर में भी आहे. इहो त असां सभिनी खे ख़बर आहे त रोबोट एग्रीकल्चर में बि आहे, छो जे असां सिंधी जेके आहियूं उहे सिंधी मां इन करे चवंदमि त भले एनीबडी जेको बि कोई बि जो बि उर्दू में बात कर रहा है, पंजाबी में बात कर रहा है, इफ यू आर सिंध रेजिडेंट यू आर सिंधी एंड आई एम प्राउड टू बी सिंधी. डजंट मैटर मां अंग्रेजी भी ॻाल्हायां, उर्दू भी ॻाल्हायां, सिंधी भी ॻाल्हायां, जो भी सिंध में है दिस इज सिंधी. एंड वी ऑल लव क्रॉप्स, we all love our land, and agriculture is part of us. So yes, there are some robots available जो कि हमें help करता है from seeding to harvesting to giving a water plant के पानी देने के बाद sorry sir मां थोड़ो सो mix थी वियो. पानी ॾियण खां वठी सीडिंग खां वठी उन्हनि जो हार्वेस्टिंग ताईं असांखे रोबोट्स अवेलेबल आहिनि जेको इलाही सेव करे थो टाइम खे. एक्यूरेसी आहे, कंहिं बि शइ जो हैज़र्ड कोन्हे त इलाही गर्मी आहे, सी आहे या छा सिचुएशन आहे. सो दीज रोबोट वर्क इन एनी कंडीशन विच इज़ अमेजिंग टास्क. सो रोबोट एग्रीकल्चर में बि आहिनि. अमेरिका में वाइडली यूज़ थियनि था. यू वोंट बिलीव the farmers here in US, they use these kind of machines widely. इलाही यूज़ थियनि थियूं इहे मशीनरी हिते ऐं उन्हनि जो जॉब ईज़ी थो रहे. Farmers, your families, and they help with these things. But one or two machineries make their life easy. They can take care of themselves and the crops. उन्हनि खे farmers जी घरनि जी ज़रूरत बि न पवंदी आहे. Okay, so robot is in agriculture as well. Now let's talk about robots in engineering. So engineering has lots of fields, just like medical does. Medical is not limited to physical parts or things. Tangun jilai replacement ho jaye ya bahon replacement ho jaye ya cha ho jaye. Medical may be also brain jo surgeries थियनि थियूं, neurology आहे, इलाही सारी शयूं आहिनि, cancer treatments आहिनि. All of those things are robots that we use to help those people. Same way is engineering. In engineering, we have lots of fields like space science, we have civil engineering, we have mechanical engineering, we have construction, we have technology, which is what I just told you. I'm in an airplane. There is a need of technology. So engineered IT engineers or whatever, those are technology people who work hard to make those little machinery work. So space जो जेको engineering आहे, they study a lot about space machinery, the space में कीअं हुजे या छा हुजे. They work really hard based on the research work, which is what you all do as well in Sindh University. Doing studying anything, you guys have to go through lots of people's experiences. So civil engineering ahe, mechanical ahe, construction ahe. Mechanical has lots of parts, which is like the oil industry jalai ahe, and gas industry jalai ahe. So construction maybe lahi sarvachi doane the road construction ahe. Construction building चलती हो तो केतरी high rise building हुजन या छा हुजन architects अची था उन्हनि में इलाही सारी शयूं थियूं अची वञनि. They have to now these days pick which equipment will be good for you, and then they connect with the businessmen. Say, here you go, that's a proposal, this is how much it will cost and things. So robots is also in the engineering field. We cannot do anything without robots. So robots in business field. That's where I am. Yes, we have a receptionist as robots as well these days. In America, yes. In other countries as well. I won't say only America, but in high sari countries in an adopt kayo ahe. I mean, in Pakistan, you know, when you are charging those cards on your phone, putting some balance in there. Kera reception te, otte. Like a mobile pay. Come on, I mean, a reception, those all are the robots talking. Intelligent robots, they have some kind of dialogues that they have to perform, and as you pin in some numbers, they take your input and perform the task according to your request. Those are robots as well. We call it as soft robots. Okay, because they carry out the same task. Every time you call in, that's the same thing gonna happen. Or robot reception, they be in a way that they will be directing your calls, your things. You are calling to Mr. A or B or C. You will put A and they will direct you to Mr. Allen. So here you go. So robots is everywhere, even in the business field. Robot caretaker ahin jeke no doctors and no nurses and but caretakers and you know what the caretaker means? Caretaker means is someone who's helping any elderlies or any disabled people who need extra support and help to do their daily tasks. For example, some people have some kind of problem, they cannot go to kitchen or cook something. Robots can help them out to do a lot of these things. Microwave is a robot. We have robot nannies these days, but not that widely open in the market yet. Well, robot cleaners भी अना सावट vacuum cleaner आहिन little नया robot सावट iRobot जे नाले सां खुलिया आहिनि जेके we put it on the floor, they're cleaning, wiping and mopping the floor at the same time. Can you imagine? The robot cleaners may be ahin, and of course I cannot forget about the artificial intelligence. Robot is there too. All right, so we are going to be moving on to our next slide. Well, robot is in manufacturing companies. Well, what does robot do? This is all we know. The robot जेको आहे, then what you see arms आहिनि, कारूं ठाहिनि थियूं, ऐं चाइना में जेको बि सामान अचे थो, एॾी सारी फैक्ट्रीज ठहियल आहिनि, उन्हनि में robots जी एॾी सारी शयूं आहिनि जेके they perform tasks really fast. हिकिड़ो माण्हू 100 खां 200 pieces of little toys ठाहे थो. How is that possible? Because there are robots helping them doing repetitive tasks. Just imagine if you guys, if I give you guys, if you guys have to tighten any screw on a car, on a toy car, and you did this over and over again on car after car, day after day, for weeks, for months, for years, asanji okhiyoe screw judi thi bane in that case. So for those kind of job, robots are much better, much accurate, and they don't complain. That's a wonderful part. They don't ask for the raise either. You know, raise मतलब थोड़ी सी promotion खपे साईं हाणे साईं इलाही कम करे छॾियो 7 सालनि जा कम पिया कयो थोड़ो promotion ॾियो. So all of those benefits, robot don't ask for those. So that's a good thing, and robots is in the manufacturing companies as well. Okay, so where is robotics in security? Robotics, oh my God, that's a scary part, but it is. Robot is in military. Robot is highly in spies. जेके तव्हां ड्रोन ॿुधिया हूंदा वञी करे नड़ा कबूतरनि जड़ा उन्हनि ॻोल्हिया कुझु न्यूज़ में टीवीज़ में आया हुआ that they hunt down a little flying object and in the shape of bird, but that was a spy. So yes, robotic is there too. They take the data and they dispatch the data and they perform some repetitive tasks. Robot is also local forces. Police वाला robots use करता, wireless use करता, उन्हनि जा intelligent जेके भी शयूं आहिनि उहे use करता. So yes, it is in the local forces as well. Robots widely weapons, all the weapons are robots too. I mean, these are either mechanical. That means we don't have to really connect the battery in there or connect it to put it on the charge, but they are working functionally fine as soon as you trigger anything. So robots are in the weapons too. Excuse me. Robot surveillance media. Surveillance chat India. Surveillance means the security cameras. Pakistan mein bhi shuru thi gan security cameras. India mein to tabudi hondo CCTV. So that's the surveillance robots that we use. So robots is in the security field as well. So I don't want to hear anybody saying robot is just Terminator thing though. Yeah, car manufacturing companies with robot is everywhere. These all are the robots as well. All right. So we are moving on to the next one. Threat of robotics. Oh, this is my important, a very dear, touchy topic that I want to share with you guys. What is a threat that we as Americans see? We are getting involving our kids, our new generations. They are helping out. We are providing them lots of, as educators, we are providing them lots of resources to deal with those kind of threats. What are those possible threats? Well, robots are actually human. Life is in threat due to possible error while taking voice commands. Imagine agar tahavat kemati iPhone ahe, if you guys have tried using Siri. Hey Siri, give me McDonald's direction. Robot Siri kare ta ke budhi vat nahi kare kaun budhi sakdi. One possibility. Can you hear me? Mujhe Siri shuru thi gayi. So robot ये जगह भी कमांड आहिनि अगर असां कुछ भी ग्लिच में पंहिंजे दोस्तनि खे जीअं मां तव्हां सां हिन वेबिनार बि कया मुंहिंजो फोन मुंहिंजे घर में आहे ऐं छा थियो हू एक्टिव थी वई and that can cause a lot of chaos in the world. That's one of the biggest threats, and that's just a proof that just happened while I was talking to you guys. And मुंहिंजो जेका इहा माई आहे नालो नथी वठां वरी शुरू थी वेंदी or start feeling. So that's a threat. That's a real threat that we have to deal with. And our scientists and everybody is working extremely hard towards it. Another threat in our cultural wise is replacing jobs. Robots are taking jobs. Manufacturing companies में workers आहिनि जेके सामान खणनि था रखनि था पैकेजिंग कनि था उन्हनि सभिनी जी जॉब्स हली वेंदियूं अगर रोबोट से कम शुरू करे छॾींदा आहिनि इलाही सारी फैक्ट्रीज आहिनि जिनमें ऑलरेडी ये शयूं आहिनि पर माण्हू छा कंदा those jobs are going away. What about Pakistan? Not that much because equipment expensive out there. But once we start doing that kind of manufacturing, equipment and manufacturing in Pakistan, those jobs will be going out from Pakistan as well. So, replacing healthcare. Imagine jeka mata ke nurse in your bar mein dekhari bithiya mai hikro equipment chale my body je matha one person, one doctor is performing that surgery, which is, you see commonly, they are crowded with all other helpers, nurses, staff, anesthesiologists, lots of specialists. If the robot is going to take over those jobs, that's a threat. That's a threat. Replacing accountants. QuickBooks is one of the biggest example that we use these days, that it is taking all the accountants out of the job. Like, hey, QuickBooks is easy to learn, do it yourself. Why to pay accountants? So accountant the job okay, they're replacing farmers. I just showed you agriculture mein robotics are. So they are replacing our farmers. And families jo. If we are not giving them education, on top of that we are replacing them with the very efficient and accurate machineries. That's a real threat in the world. Replacing educators. You won't believe I'm one of the online certified teacher. Not many people know that even online certification is going on for teachers. That means I'm qualified to teach online. Any kind of thing I can teach online. Region 4, Houston, Texas, or across the board. I'm qualified to do that. I got certified. And the stuff that I got to learn, those were kind of scary because we are taking emotions out of kids. When we are having live, interaction, like what I'm doing with you guys, it's good interaction. You see a natural human, you see a natural emotions and natural connection, bonding between us. Imagine those all things are replaced by robots. We will not be that straight then. We will not have that emotional touch. We won't be able to see or feel that if the child is not able to understand some concepts is reason because what? Reason is because robots have no emotions. So there's a replacement of educators going on. So that's another threat in education industry as well. Robotics, of course, relation and sympathy and emotions ka pariyan. They will take all of those things away from us. If you're just fingertip pe asa can be a weapon get click kayo and they are dispatched and taken, a whole area is gone or whatever. Those things, if they are in the field, they are human. They might not target kids or something. But with the robots, they're ruthless. They do what we tell them to do. So that is a real threat that we are dealing with here. And we, as educators, we put that information out there. There is from NASA. There are lots of resources and things available openly for public to help about to understand. Eliza research work as now because kids are born innovators. They are scientists, born scientists. Their brain works more faster than anybody in the world. So we provide those all kind of topics to them. Who asanke solution then because we are getting older. We are not going to be bringing new ideas, but kids can. Our new generation can to provide them these resources. This exactly is the reason why I'm here with you guys. Some of you guys might be out there have an answer. Then it can control kach. Ajina maybe subhane maybe someday down the road. So agar hikro bhi mano ta hai na sablima. You answer kare sake to in future 5-10 years down the road, my purpose of being here is going to be accomplished. All right, I'm going to be moving on to the next slide. All right, so another dear topic, robot race. Where are we standing in the robot race? So robot race chilai matanjala ilai sari suti information kadi rakhi. Well, artificial intelligence, number one, it's a real threat in the world anyways, but a robot race chahe. There are 13 best countries in robotics. JK robotics time tha, manufacture kan tha, and unke utilize kan tha, use kan tha. Asan jo nalo utte kone, asan ji country jo nalo utte kone. But is there a hope? Absolutely. One of the top-notch IT companies, one of the top people जिन award खटिया animation वगैरह जलाए पाकिस्तानी and पंजे मुल्क जा मानवन. So there is a hope. But असा तहां के robotics चला किए रुजू कयो. That's what I'm here for. Robotics चला, you guys have to think about STEM and come up with the solution. Start creating little clubs in the university. I will help you. I will support your faculty. I will support in any way possible. Tani teachers ke, tani professors ke. Anybody would like to start creating a robotics club or STEM club? Jeme nandro so task dije and taha kuch innovate kyo. Oh my God, we can throw a little competitions. This will be an amazing thing. We never know. Maybe Sindh University ja manu can start producing something which we can sell and make a difference in the entire world. So that could be possible. Robot race mein asana nalo tote kone, but our best people go from here to India, to China, to Korea, to Japan, to US to help them out with all these things. Can you imagine? So there is a hope, but we have to come back. We have to get together and we have to make this happen here in Sindh. And it's in the university, man. And I'm there to support you guys. All right, so robot the autonomous bhi tan tha, and so this is all about robots jeko sab galayo in je bare mein. So there is a hope. I'm going to move on to the next one. Resources. I would love to go over the resources. If Sarmala, if you can tell me if I'm on time, if we have time to go over, because I have to talk about the entrepreneurship as well. So I can go over those links. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna take only a few minutes, 5 more minutes to go over the resources before we move on to entrepreneur. Resources. So Munji, one of the best resource site yahe robotshop.com. तहाँ माता के ये links provide करना जिया ता link के click करना it will take you to lots of resources जेके like a cylindrical coordinator robots आहिन उन्हें जब कहिड़ी information exactly तव्हांखे खपे त उहे शयूं perform थी सघनि. I don't think you guys can see what I see. So is that okay, Samala, if I can share my screen? Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna stop this right now, and I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So Khabarjana, stay tuned. I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and here you go. You will be able to see in a few seconds. I hope you all can see what I can see. Awesome. All right. So he one of the websites आहे जंहिंमें असां robot जे बारे में नंढा नंढा topics आहिनि, blogs आहिनि. हिते तव्हांजा जेके असांजा teachers आहिनि, असांजा mentors आहिनि, या तव्हां ॿारनि मां बि अगरि केरु वञी करे ऐं नंढा clubs खोले स्कूल में ऐं का बि education जे हिसाब सां ॿारनि खे पढ़ाए, best way to learn is to teach. This is the only way we learn. So because it gives you all that power to go and learn a little more about the topics. So this is one of the best one. I will send you guys, I will post those links. Don't worry about it. I will post those links on the Facebook, on SSDP, SANA SSDP J Facebook te post kanas. Taha hi sab link access kare sabo tha. इनमें इलाही सारी information available. For example, if you guys want to just go and learn about the radio control module, how to use them, hacking mobile scooter control circuits, how do we do that? How to manage a cable management for servo cables. Is there only engineering part? Some of you might be thinking, asange chopi budaya, asan the science student hai. Oh, this is your part as well, because agar taha science elements na budayinda engineers ke, they won't be able to perform their task. Pakistan mein sab tax savvy hudan, sab kuch padnan, which is the best part, because with the limited resources we try to grasp as much as we could. This is how our Sindhi students, especially Sindh jeke bhi nikran tha, they are highly demanded in the entire world. So हर शे खाने की कोशिश करना है, सीखने की कोशिश करना है. So which is good part. But yes, this course, this website is for science students as well. Cylindrical coordinate robot, drunk weatherman. ताहिने मां कंहिंखे बि click कंदव त तव्हांखे हिते blog खुली ईंदो ऐं उन blog ते इलाही सारी information available आहिनि. Simple suction system आहे जी हिन में ऐं उन में इलाही सारा question and answer बि थियल आहिनि. In case if you guys are performing those things and they are glitching, you can leave them message. All those experts love to answer you guys. So this is one of them, and I would like to share with you one of the NASA video that I have right here. I wonder if we have enough time. I would like you to go and visit nasa.gov, and unan ji इलाही सारी videos available and space to ground, packing and dragging a robot. It's a 2 minutes video. I wonder if I can play. I just wanted to quickly see if that's okay, sir. If you can okay me, I can go ahead and run a NASA G site. Right, I think it's yes. So I'm going to start, or we can just get to the quick conclusion and get on to entrepreneur and get to the question and answer. All right, so we're gonna play. So Maite play के click ठीक है? I think there is a glitch in a way that can you guys hear the video voice? Because I just got a little chimed that there is a little trouble about the video voice. If the video voice is not coming, then it's not worth watching. I will share the video link so you guys can go and watch it later on. Is that okay? Shall we move on to the next? So I'm going to go back to my presentation that I was running with you guys, and let's resume because I think there is a little issue about voice, so I have to cut this down in the middle. So I apologize for this, but at least you got to see two links. And we will later on we'll see more links if you guys have if you guys want to go over those links. SANA SSDP website पे ताकि ये सब links host करे चलीना से. Okay, so let's move on to our final session, final slide, which is okay, entrepreneur. Entrepreneur Kirishia, I got a little notes for you guys. So Mala was especially requested that some kids, some people, ladies especially want to hear about entrepreneur, and he requested me especially talk about yourself, how you reached to this point today. So just a little information. Meera school ji, Hyderabad ji पढ़े लिया, Sindhi medium में, metric ताईं, English नहीं दी हुई मुझे, बिल्कुल भी नहीं दी हुई. Can you imagine मुझे English अगर सुठी आदत छाजल आया? Yes, there is a parent support. असांजा जेके parents and they supported. So was I from a high-fi class, very rich family? No, I was from a middle class family. जेके सिंधी में चंदन मच्छी मानी वाला माण्हू. So I was from मच्छी मानी वाली family. So, but we worked extremely hard for our dreams, for our love to learn and courage. So our dad मुझे डेली जो है उन्होंने मुझे BBC का चैनल लेकर दिया, and he used to give me a little homework. Every summer, he used to give us a homework. He used to give me his law books. My dad was police officer. He was, his name is late Irshad Ahmed Sumro. I wonder if some people know in the audience. So DSP late Irshad Ahmed Sumro was my dad. So he's the one who groomed me in a way that I can face the world challenges. Metric ताई सिंधी में पढ़े, ज़ुबैदा कॉलेज में अंग्रेजी इंट्रोड्यूस थी, हाई स्कूल में पोए खबर पई त अंग्रेजी जिसे आसम जेको भी मां टीवी ते ॾिसां पई, मुझे डेट मूंखे large of books ॾेई वेंदो हो. Here you go, write down large of book, write down whatever it is in there, whether you understand or not. He used to give me a dictionary. So as a parent, अगर तव्हां वटि कुझु बि हुते parents आहिनि, please Give a little bit of time to your children and give them a little bit of incentive. If I come back and you do this, my dad used to do wonderful thing that I would love to share with you guys, and that worked with me. I hope it will work with your kids or with your family. He used to say he was a police officer, right? So he doesn't have time to be with the family. पर मूंखे डिक्शनरी ॾेई वेंदो हो तूं हिन मां 10 लफ़्ज़ यादि कया ऐं मूंखे चैलेंज कयो त I will come back and I will memorize 10 more words. He used to say, there's no words in the dictionary that I don't know the meaning of. So find out 10 words, learn about them every day. And he used to come and answer me. And I used to pick, and you won't believe, poor guy has used to start taking dictionary, even to the national dictionary. So that's the parents' involvement. So entrepreneurship goes from the childhood. Entrepreneurship is also innovation, that you're able to create something. It's also a teamwork. You cannot be successful by yourself. So if somebody is thinking, I'm an entrepreneur, a business successful, but they don't have a team skills, it's not going to work out. So you have to have a team skills. You have to learn and to manage lots of personalities. Not many people can tolerate other person's behavior. So entrepreneur is that you learn how to manage different kind of people with different kind of personalities, with different kind of behaviors. Money management, money leading. It's also about managing and taking the risk of the management, daily life risk. So risk so risk is taking risk is one of the key. Financial responsibilities is one of them. Marketing skills is also another one of them. Also, before creating or opening any business or anything else, say take advice. Ask from the experts, whether who are successful or failure. Ask them, how did you do it? Take their advice. What if I do that? Oh, agar ma budhai chhe panjo concept, to to khole vai rehna po mujhe chati no. I'm not going to share. I'm going to prove myself right. It doesn't work that way in a real world. You have to share. You have to take advice. You have to share your ideas. That's one of the key. Because you're the only one who knows the future of what you're trying to achieve, what is your goal, what is your objective, and you will make it happen, So it's always good as an entrepreneur, you have to share your ideas. Take insight of it. Research the market before getting into any business. Research your resources. Capability, do you understand the topic? For example, I'm an educator, I'm a robotics educator, I'm a master's in information technology, so I know about the robots, I know about the programming, and I know how to put them together. So, agar main ko restaurant business khola, am I going to be successful? May not be. So, it's good to understand your abilities, stick with them, and do something great. So, insight, research what पंहिंजी कैपेबिलिटीज़ खे मेजर कयो and then build the team. त ॿियो कहिड़ो माण्हू आहे जेको फाइनेंस में सुठो हूंदो, ॿियो कहिड़ो माण्हू आहे जेको मार्केटिंग में सुठो हूंदो, and you put the team together. उन खां पोइ तव्हांखे प्रोफाइल ठाहिणी आहे. प्रोफाइल ठाहियो पंहिंजे कॉन्सेप्ट ते त तव्हां अचीव छा था करणु चाहियो. Then you have to design the model. त तव्हां डिज़ाइन कयो त मां इहो मॉडल इन तरीक़े सां एग्जीक्यूट कंदमि त अगरि मां ऑफिस लेवल ते थो कयां या स्कूल लेवल ते थो कयां, मूंखे 4 रूम खपनि, 5 रूम खपनि, 15 रूम खपनि, उनमें कहिड़ी क़िस्म जा इक्विपमेंट खपनि, छा पैसा लॻंदा उनमें, किथां मां उन खां पोइ you search about how would you bring that finance in your business. So those all are the process of entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is not that you wake up in the subujo and yeah, I dreamed about it, I can be entrepreneur. Yes, you may be, but it won't be successful. So you have to measure all of that. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that you have to put in together. Inspire. It is very important that you're inspired of someone to do that. तव्हांखे कहिड़ी शइ इंस्पायर कयो जो तव्हां इन लेवल ते पहुता. So and it is good to acknowledge, appreciate, because that will give you more encouragement that I'm inspired of Mr. A, and I'll do much better and I'll be next Mr. B. For example, I'm inspired by Sarmala and Munji name for SANA Bashir, and I want to be at least like one of those great teachers who are still trying to do something great for their Sindhi students. And also, then is important is networking. You have to network. कुछ माण्हू हूंदा आहिनि जेके चवंदा आहिनि न मां त वॾो माण्हू थी वियसि मां त एंटरप्रेन्योर थी वियसि मां मुंहिंजो बिज़नेस ज़बरदस्त हले मां छा जे लाइ हर ॻोल्हियो कंहिंसां नेटवर्किंग कयां in real world doesn't work that way. We have to connect with people. And networking connection is very important. And we also have to remember our flaws and we have to make a note of those, which calls also risk analysis. जेको अॼु असां डिस्कस बि कयो सर मला सां. So risk analysis is one of those things, and we have to remember then flaws. The risk analysis the KOC, but unje bawajud, what were the obstacles came in between, and our seminar was a little delayed. And we work on those, we write them down, so when that thing happen next time, we can just have it like that. We got it covered because we already had experience and we learned it out of that experience. So that is all kind of entrepreneur is like a bunch of lot of things. And there you go. You got a success story about yourself. So this is all about entrepreneur. And I hope you liked the entire webinar. I hope it was really informative for you guys. मूंखे ॾाढी ख़ुशी थींदी तव्हांजो feedback अगर मूंखे मिले. And I would love to take any questions from audience if you guys have. I got one question started already. The question is about what is a major problem faced by robotic industries today? Okay, robotic industries face configuration problems even. Accuracy is one of the problems. They are still working, they still need engineers to fix those robotics equipments and things. So that's one of the biggest problem they are facing right now. But is there a future threat that those robots, once they get accurate and efficient, they will replace the human jobs? So there is a difference between problem and threat. So problem is whether the machine is working or not perfectly, and the threat is they will replace eventually human job. I hope I answered your question. Can we move on to the next question if you have? Well, that's what we are trying to say. One question came up that what are the disadvantages for human in future of robotics? Kero ahe disadvantage in the future of robotics. There are not really many disadvantages. One of them is just the voice commands that I see, artificial intelligence. That will take the humanity out, sympathy out. Have you guys watched the movie I, Robot? If you've not, then go watch. You will know what I'm talking about. These robots are like a caretakers, and they take over the entire city, and that's future. IBM just introduced the Toyota. It's not too far. That is going to happen in next 30 years in US and all the big countries which are already ahead in robot industry. So that's one of the disadvantages. Chati no asane Sindhi माण्हुनि जो पोइ त replace थी वियूं jobs हाणे त chance बि निकिरी वियो त असां मुल्क मां ॿाहिरि निकिरी सघंदासीं. So that's another disadvantage for those countries. So I got another question. That what are the only system program language used to develop the programs for robots? Oh, that's a wonderful question. I loved it. And how the engineers integrate the and export the system with robotics, because export system is major thing. Yes, absolutely. So, Ajit, still, you won't believe, C language, Java language is leading the entire robotics programming. If you guys know those two languages, you guys are awesome. You guys will do anything. So if you guys are trying to be one of those engineers who wants to operate the machineries and try to handle those machinery, still people are controlling those machineries with Java and C language. So if you know C, you will know C++. It's not hard to understand it then, object-oriented language. So that's it. Those are two languages still leading. So can we move on? I hope I answered your question. So I'm moving on to the next question. Here you go. So you're good at Java. So I answer Mr. Roshan's answer. All right. So just wanted to, until I get other questions, I just wanted to let you know that I am also being contacted by MIT Hyderabad, which is Management of Technology. Management Institute of Technology. Also affiliated by University of Sindh, Sindh University to Nalo so we give them a good flag, thumbs up, hey, you guys are legit, so I can help you. So they approached me to say if they wanted to open any robotic club for their kids to understand the robotic makia innovations STEM. So yes, I agreed to them. So if you want to learn about their robot clubs and things, you guys can contact them. That's still under the process. We will work on that, but that's one of the good institutes which is approaching people like me to give some better information to our students. So I highly recommend them as well. And Sindh University में I will if you have some funding available, they should open some STEM clubs.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
If there's no question, I will request Vice Chancellor Sahab to give his professional speech. And now, before I let you guys go, I would just like to say thanks to SSDP, is a program of SANA, which is Sindhi Association of North America. I'm proud to be a part of it. And I would like to say thanks to Saint Ghulam Qadir Mullah, Ali Hassan Bhutto, for arranging all this with Sindh University. Of course, thank you so much, Mr. Vice Chancellor and Dean. I loved being here, and I'm proud to be here. Thank you. So I think you can take over, sir.
Question, they want
Right?
to ask questions around how they are supposed to.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, and very good afternoon.
This is first time in the Sindh University of this type innovative lecture, so we must appreciate particularly Mr. Darsha Mehman, my friend Ghulam Qadir Mullah, the people that are sitting in the Association of North America, and the people of